It is Heineke season in Atlanta, supposedly for the rest of the season. But as we know, we really can't trust Arthur Smith when he says we don't want to play musical chairs at the quarterback position. Desmond Ridder basically sealed his fate with a late game interception in the red zone. It was his sixth turnover in the red zone that leads the NFL. He described the play as the dumbest play of his career. What are your thoughts, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, as far as his career and what it means for his career, I think he will look back on it as the moment that changed his entire career, because I think he's lost his job as a starter. And as I don't know if we've talked about it, I know we've written about it. Go check it out on the site. A lot of stuff on there that isn't on here, sportstalkatl.com. But Ridder is probably going to stay in Atlanta past this season, for the next 2 years. He's a cheap backup, and he's a good backup quarterback. But I think he cemented himself as a backup quarterback, not just for the next couple of years, but probably for the remainder of his career, unless someone gets injured and he takes over and he does really well. But the odds of that happening, as we've seen time and time again, are very low. He's probably going to be a career backup. So in that sense, yeah, I mean, but listen, I think we can both agree, and I think everyone that's watched the show, that watches the Falcons, I mean, we've seen him make probably 20 of these. I mean, the reality of the situation, I think he has 11 or 12 interceptions, something like that, to go along with 6 fumbles. But he easily could have 20 interceptions this year. I mean, easily. I mean, he has a horseshoe up his butt. I mean, he's the luckiest quarterback I've ever seen in terms of guys dropping picks and some of his mistakes not getting taken advantage of. And this was just one of the situations where you keep making those mistakes. Eventually, it's going to come bite you, and it bit you at the worst possible moment. So I've seen him make a mistake like that 5 or 6 times this year. So I don't know if it's the dumbest one, or it might be tied for the dumbest.
It's the dumbest to him because it's the most impactful to him. It is the decision. It's the play that has effectively ended his career as a starter in this league. Now, that's not to say he'll never start a football game again because injuries arise. And like you said, and I agree with, he's the perfect backup. He's supportive. He's a team guy. He'll do whatever the team needs. And in this system in Atlanta, he has experience and he could step up in a pinch and probably provide you some sort of spark.
He can win a game.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, I don't even know if this is a top 5 dumbest plays that Desmond Ridder has made. It only seems like that because it's the most impactful play, because it's the most recent, and it effectively ended his chances of ever being a starter in this league. I've seen 10 of these plays from Desmond Ridder dating back to last season. He's never been outside of the bottom 3 this season and turnover worthy plays. Now, some of those plays didn't net a turnover, but they were turnover worthy, meaning it hit somebody in the chest. It could have been a interception. He had a fumble that, the Falcons recovered. How many times have you seen the Falcons recover one of his fumbles this year in an important setting? A couple weeks ago, fumbled the first snap of the game. Thankfully, we got on it. So this is nothing new for Desmond Ridder. And this is nothing new for the Falcons, having to overcome his mistakes. And this is nothing against Desmond Ridder. I'm just, this is a results-oriented business. Nothing's personal here. But, at some point, we got to look in the mirror and say, this guy's clearly holding us back. And, we could quote unquote call it the dumbest play of his career. The fact is, it's just the most impactful play of his career because, it effectively ended his chances of ever being a starter again.
I mean, I can think of a couple just as dumb off the top of my head. I mean,
this is crazy.
Let's look back at that Jacksonville game. He throws a pick. All right, I'm pissed off. I throw a pick. I got to protect the ball. He comes out, I think the very next play, and throws literally a ball, stares down a slant, and the safety comes in and picks it and returns it for a touchdown. That right there, especially given the circumstances, you just turn the ball over, my guy, and then you just go out there, stare down a receiver, not open. I'm still going to throw it. Okay, pick 6.
What about the Buccaneers fumble where he fumbled going into the end zone? I mean, if that was, a game-deciding play right there, that would have been, as costly as this one, a division game.
What about the Washington one in the red zone to Drake London? I mean,
we're not even sitting down and really thinking about it, and we're coming up with 3, 4, 5
as you were talking. Just as you were thinking, I was like, all right, let's think about some of these other dumb plays.
Future segment, guys, and we're absolutely going to do it. Top 10 dumbest plays of Desmond Ridder Falcons career. And I'm sure we'll have
some good ones.
We'll have some very good ones.
Yeah. And we'll paint the picture for you guys. Coming up after the break, Terry Fontenot. He's not getting a lot of the blame here in Falcons country, but should he be getting more for the Falcons' failures in this 3rd season?